Yes.
Who is going when?
Yes, that is an excellent question, isn't it? So, and also, I'll mention that for this class, I think presentation is really a loose term. It's more going to be a discussion, and I'm going to have those of you. So actually, let's go ahead and I want to get a broad sense of the kinds of topics that people have chosen, and then we'll separate those topics into days. Okay? And the idea will be that the people who have a topic on that specific day, you're not going to need to come up and do a presentation, but it'll be more that we'll get in groups to talk about that specific topic, and you'll sort of guide the discussion on that topic. Does that make sense? So it's more that I'm going to use you as sort of an expert on that topic for that time to help guide discussion. And it's not graded. It's more really to use this to kind of wrap up the semester, to think about these major trends in higher education. Okay, so I'll just start throwing some ones out there that I know exist. So anything related to, oh, that's not working very well. Is that really not working at all? No. Let's have a volunteer to run to the program office closed. To never mind. Let me see if I can find it right after. And see if you can find a whiteboard marker. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so while we're doing this, we're going to try and do it a little bit on our minds. So, okay, so in terms of broad topics, how many people had something in the sort of global or international? It could be international students or something related to global, international. Okay, great. So we have a couple of global, international. How many people did access? Okay, I guess I'm not hitting major topics. Oh, thank you. Perfect. Wow, she's a much better skiller than me. Okay, so we've got global, we've got 2, we've got access, we've got 2. Okay, and let's define access very broadly. So this would be diversity related. Okay. Accountability. I know there were a couple. I read them. Accountability. I know somebody did. Okay, yes. Okay, I knew there was one there. Technology. 1, 2, 3. Faculty issues.
Affordability, following it access.
Yeah, thank you, affordability. There we go. That's got to be huge. Affordability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, who have I left out? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do P20. How many people would be in a sort of P20 kind of perspective? Preparation. Okay, great. Okay, so we've got 2. All right, what else? Yeah.
For profits.
For profits. Okay. For profits. I'm not sure where we're going to put you. Okay. And yeah.
Affirmative action.
Great.
Maybe that's
I'm going to put that under access. Grade inflation. Yes. Okay. Right. Oh, isn't this fascinating? Okay. The fact that we have so many different major trends. Okay. Any others? Okay, interestingly, because of the way that this is splitting up, it may be actually that I just have you talk about your topic for a minute or two. Because we have so many diverse topics, I was thinking that if it fell into, let's say, 5 categories or something, that we would be able to sort of have, a more robust discussion on each of those. But because we have so many different kinds of topics, I may actually just ask you to talk a little bit about your paper. So nothing formal, okay? You're not going to have to even stand up in front of the class. Maybe next week we'll actually be in one big circle, and people will just sort of talk about what they found. But so I'm just going to arbitrarily do this. 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And is everybody on this board somewhere? So this is going to be week 1, and this will be week 2. Okay. Any questions? Oh, so for the 2 that just walked in, we are just talking about which presentations will go when. And it's a really informal discussion kind of presentation. It's not graded. Can you remind me of your topics? Access, great, okay. So we've got 4. And what about you? Diversity. I'm going to put that under access as well. Okay. All right, so we actually have quite a bit on access and affordability. So that'll be interesting. So everything above this line is week 1. Everything below this line is week 2. And actually, sorry, no, this is okay because the other thing I wanted to mention for week 2 is, as you all know, I care deeply about assessment. So the course evaluation process is something that I would love to get 100% response rate. All of you evaluating this class. I promise I will use it in a formative way to change the way this class is run for next year and improve. I will also be a part of my evaluation process as a faculty member. And so this year is the first year that all of the evaluation processes are online, which means that I don't get a chance to hand you something and coerce you to give it back to me. But instead, I am going to coerce you in another way, which is, not really, I'm joking. Really, if you don't want to fill it out, it's your choice. There's no, I will have no way to know who filled it out and who didn't. I'll just stalk you in your sleep. No. But no. So the idea, so the idea that I had, because obviously when you have people sitting, then you're using class time. It's easier for you to make time to do the evaluations. I'm worried about people going off and not actually doing the evaluations. So what I'd like to ask you to do is, if you can, do the evaluation prior to the very last day of class. And then, if you have done it already, or you've chosen not to do it, I suppose, that's the other possibility, then you can leave class 10 minutes early. And I will leave the last 10 minutes for everybody who did not yet do it, who wants to do it in class. Okay, so you'll have class time to do it. Bring a device, bring a computer, bring a cell phone, something to actually fill out the evaluation, because I want to give you time to do that in class. Great. All right, questions about the final paper, final presentation, or the evaluations? All right. Okay, so let's go back to our rankings discussion. So last week we talked a lot about rankings, and in fact we had 2 class periods where we talked about accountability